In this video, we're going to talk about the Rothschild family. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. The Frankfurt-based Rothschild family is a prominent banking family. It was formerly one of the wealthiest families in the world and is now among the most renowned financial institutions. The empire was founded in the 18th century by Mayer Amschel Rothschild and under the leadership of his 5 sons, Nathan Mayer, James Mayer, Solomon Mayer, Carl Mayer, and Amschel Mayer. Each rose to prominence. Mayer Amschel thought that keeping the company in the family would guarantee its prosperity going forward. He was correct too. The Rothschilds made successful investments and established themselves as competent financial managers over all of Europe. In addition to their home base of Frankfurt, they established branches in London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples, becoming forerunners in the growth of the international finance. The Rothschild family expanded its business operations from a modest enterprise involved in trading products and currency to include business banking, personal banking, asset administration, mergers and purchases, and insurance. Even today, the Rothschild family has remained financially powerful. Major infrastructure initiatives like building railroads, tunnels, and bridges are also supported by this funding. The Suez Canal is conceivably among its most illustrious accomplishments. Hotels, media, transportation, and wine are some other areas of business interest. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the founder. Mayer Amschel Rothschild was born and raised in Frankfurt's Judengasse, a constrained neighborhood for the city's 3,000 Jewish people. The surroundings were unfavorable and congested. On Sundays, Christian holidays, and at night, Jews were not permitted to leave. They were forbidden from going to public parks or coffee shops, or were only allowed to go alone or in pairs. Early in life, Mayer Rothschild acquired commercial knowledge. Amschel Moses Rothschild, his father, traded money and dealt in silk. Sorting coins obtained from the Frankfurt semi-annual trade fairs, which drew buyers and merchants from all across the region, was one of Mayer's first employment. When Mayer was 12, his parents passed away from smallpox. He resided with family, who sent him to apprentice at the renowned Jewish financial firm Simonwolf Oppenheimer in Hanover. There, Mayer was exposed to international business and banking and gained knowledge of the rare coins from the Byzantine Empire, ancient Rome, and Persia. Princes and other wealthy men were the coin collectors. The Jewish men who did business with them were referred to as court Jews or court factors, which indicates that they dealt with nobles. The beginnings of a banking empire. At the age of 19, Mayer Rothschild traveled back to Frankfurt and joined his brothers in the family-run trading company. Mayer, whose father had also purchased coins from Mayer, became a rare coin dealer and gained the support of the Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse. This was a crucial economic partnership for Mayer, since it allowed him to connect with other aristocrats and expanded to encompass other financial services. The title Wilhelm IX, Landgrave of the Hesse Castle, was eventually bestowed upon Crown Prince Wilhelm, who was the heir to enormous fortune. Rothschild requested the position of court factor or crown agent from the Wilhelm in 1769. The honorary title indicated that Mayer had served the aristocracy, and it permitted him to prominently promote this fact by having a shield with Hesse and Hanau coat of arms hung from his home. Mayer wed Gudel Schnapper, a court factor and money changer's daughter. In 1770, she gave birth to all 10 of the couple's kids. They had 5 daughters and 5 sons, expanding and controlling the Rothschild footprint. The French Revolution saw a vast expansion of the Rothschild banking empire for the purpose of employing Hessian mercenary warriors. Mayer Rothschild coordinated funds from Britain. Along with retaining one son in Frankfurt, Rothschild sent his boys to reside in Naples, Vienna, Paris, and London in the early 1800s. The 5 connected branches effectively became the first bank to traverse boundaries because Mayer Rothschild's offsprings were dispersed throughout Europe. Over numerous centuries, the Rothschild family had plenty of opportunities to accumulate bonds and increase their wealth in a variety of diverse businesses by lending to governments to finance war operations. Mayer Rothschild gave his heirs specific instructions on how to manage the family finances before he passed away. His will specified a strict patrilineal system of succession, in which title and property could only pass through the male line and female descendants were barred from any direct inheritance because he wished to maintain the riches inside the family. This had the effect of promoting intra-family marriages. Male heirs of Mayer Rothschild were married 36 times between 1824 and 1877. 30 of them got married to family members. Many people wed their first or second cousins. Only 4 Rothschild women and 2 men wed non-relative partners during this period. Nathan Mayer Rothschild, an international financier. The 3rd Rothschild son, Nathan, was the most successful of the 4 sons who left home. In order to start a textile company, Nathan relocated to Manchester, England in 1798. In order to establish himself as a banker, he later relocated to London and founded N.M. Rothschild in 1810. Today, N.M. Rothschild & Sons is still in business. The bank reported 76 billion euros in assets under management and 1.87 billion pounds in income for the year 2019. N.M. Rothschild & Sons provided credit to the British government in times of need, just like other Rothschild banks did. The bank nearly entirely funded the war effort during the Napoleonic Wars by managing and financing the government's payments to allies and by lending money to pay British soldiers. Moses Montefiore and Nathan Rothschild formed the Alliance Assurance Company in 1824. Now, it is part of the RSA Group. When Nathan acquired the rights to the Spanish mercury mines in 1835, he effectively gained a word of monopoly on the chemical element, which is essential for the refinement of the gold and silver. When N.M. Rothschild & Sons started refining gold and silver for the Bank of England and the Royal Mint in 1852, this supply proved to be extremely valuable. Growing philanthropic activities. In many ways, Nathan Rothschild benefited the Jewish community. Later, his family broadened their humanitarian endeavors to include further Parisian and Londoner groups. His initial efforts were directed towards London synagogues. As a result, the United Synagogue was established, which aided in organizing the concerns of the smaller synagogues. Later, family members contributed to Israel's development by building homes and public facilities. The 30 Rothschild charity foundations in Frankfurt were managed by Louise, Nathan's youngest child, and her 7 daughters. Public libraries, orphanages, hospitals, and nursing homes for the aged, and funds specifically designed for education were among these foundations. Numerous financial resources were given to the Jews' Free School in London. Though the generosity of the Rothschild family, educational initiatives in Austria, France, and Israel were also made feasible. The family donated an estimated 60,000 pieces of art to public institutions in addition to money for education. The Rothschild Foundation was established to promote these efforts when the Rothschild family expanded the development of the social housing in the cities of London and Paris. The House of Rothschild in the 20th century. Over the next 100 years, the family's fortune was eroded by wars, politics, and intra-family conflicts. The bank's branches in Naples and Frankfurt both shut down in 1863 and 1901 respectively due to the lack of male heirs. After the Nazi annexation of Austria and the threat to Jews, the Vienna branch was closed in 1938. During the war, The Nazis seized artwork and other priceless items from the Austrian branch of the family, and the Vichy regime in France expropriated Rothschild Bordeaux assets. A portion of these were returned by the Austrian government in 1998. The British and French governments, as well as other institutions and universities, have received donations from opulent Rothschild estates over the years. 3 Rothschild banks existed by the 1970s, the Paris and London offices, as well as the Swiss bank that Edmond Adolphe de Rothschild created. The Paris bank suffered a devastating blow in 1982, when President François Mitterrand's socialist administration nationalized it and changed its name to European Bank Company. Edmond supported his cousin Baron David René James de Rothschild, who remained in Paris and founded Rothschild C Bank in 1987, despite his independence. By 2003, David served as chair of the combined British and French banks. Around 200 years after the Mille Rothschild's 5 sons dispersed across Europe, all of the interests were reorganized in 2008 into a single firm, a shareholder of the Paris Orleans located in France, bringing the family enterprises under one umbrella. Moving into the 21st century, over the years, the heirs and successors of the family have shared the fortune. The current scope of the Rothschild interests includes the financial services, real estate, mining, energy, and non-profit sectors. Additionally, the family controls more than a dozen vineyards around the globe. The Rothschild fortune typically invests in closely held businesses. Rothschild enterprises are still prospering today. Most family members work for these businesses directly or have investments in businesses that provide wealth for the family. The family's extraordinary success is partly attributable to their keen interest in working together, their entrepreneurship, and their adherence to sound business practices. The Nathan Rothschild estate was closely linked to the family's other wealth, and it was passed on to the following generation along with it. Rothschild ancestors still provide funding for the international economic activities and support for scholarly, charitable, artistic, and commercial endeavors. What do you think of our video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit the subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.